Today, let's grow some potatoes. First, let's talk about the reproduction of a plant. Most plants reproduce through a way we call sexual reproduction. This is where they grow a flower, and that flower has to be pollinated through something like a bee that brings the pollen, and then that flower can make seeds. Another way is through asexual reproduction. An example of this is vegetative propagation. This is where the plant may use part of itself to grow a new plant. The pros of asexual reproduction is that it does not need a partner and requires less energy, but the cons are it does not allow new traits or genes, while the pros of sexual reproduction does allow new traits and genes, but does require another partner and sometimes even pollinators. Potatoes can reproduce through that vegetative propagation, where they'll grow roots but then grow a stem that grows another potato and grows another plant. We can take an advantage of this process and be able to use those modified stems to grow new potatoes. If left to sit out, they'll grow these little eyes. These eyes are what reproduces the new plant. Now, some potatoes, like this one here, you can use to grow multiple new potato plants. All you have to do is cut it in half. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that potato that we just cut. We're going to find some nice, fluffy, nutritious soil to put it into that gets right about 6 to 8 at least hours of sunlight. Then we're going to take that little potato that we cut with the cut side facing down. We're going to put a hole right about wrist deep. We're going to put that at the bottom, and we're going to cover that little guy right over. Then we're going to grab our next potato, and we're going to do that again, but right about a foot over its base. When it comes to watering, we are actually going to wait a little while before we even start watering these plants. There's a bunch of energy inside that potato, and it's going to use up all those starch and all that moisture that's already inside that potato to help it grow. So there's no point in watering it. If we keep on watering it, what's going to happen is we're going to cause that potato to start to rot. So we actually don't want to water it at all right now. We're going to wait a couple weeks, and then as soon as we start seeing some sprouts out, maybe then we'll start watering it. You follow along with me as I do a little project like this every week. I am not a master by any means. I am continuing to learn, and hopefully you guys can join me in my little journey where we learn how to do things like grow potatoes or harvest honey from bees or castrate pigs or whatever next week's challenge is. Thanks.